It is 0 hour 30, Universal Time. I'm Jim Tedder in Washington. Israel has carried out a new series of attacks on Lebanon. Police say at least 9 people were killed and 40 others wounded. In the deadliest attack, an air attack on a military base in the northern town of Abda killed at least 7 Lebanese soldiers. Several others were wounded. Israeli warplanes also hit Lebanon's port city of Tripoli. Earlier, Hezbollah fired rockets into Israel that landed farther south than ever, in 2 towns about 45 kilometers from Lebanon. A Hezbollah rocket also killed 8 people in the Israeli city of Haifa, about 30 kilometers from Israel's border with Lebanon. Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert warned of far-reaching effects after the attack. A United States military group says it has helped some Americans leave Lebanon. A group of United States Embassy workers and Americans with medical needs left Beirut by helicopter. A military spokeswoman says the flight carried about 20 people to Cyprus. Earlier, United States security teams arrived to assist in the withdrawal of Americans who want to leave the country. The American embassy said officials are working with United States military commanders on possible plans to help other Americans leave. About 25,000 Americans are in Lebanon. Reports say that Israeli warplanes have destroyed the Palestinian Foreign Ministry building in Gaza City. The attack damaged houses in the area. Several injuries were reported. Israel bombed the same building last week. It said the building has been used to plan terror attacks. The building contained the offices of Palestinian Foreign Minister Mahmoud Zahar, a leader of the Hamas-led government. Earlier, Israeli troops killed 5 suspected Palestinian militants and 1 civilian during new military action in the Gaza Strip. Palestinian reports said several other people were wounded. Israeli air forces also hit a vehicle carrying suspected militants in the town of Beit Hanun. The Israeli military has ordered troops to return to Gaza in an effort to stop Palestinian missile attacks and to rescue a kidnapped Israeli soldier. Leaders of the world's 8 major industrial nations have called for an end to attacks on Israel and to Israel's offensive against Hezbollah in Lebanon. A statement from the 8 leaders urged the safe return of Israeli soldiers captured by Hezbollah and Palestinian groups. It also called on Israel to free Palestinian lawmakers and officials. The statement also said the United Nations should order a new observation and security operation for the area. Earlier, President Bush said the main cause of the fighting is Hezbollah and its relations with Syria and Iran. In Iran, a foreign ministry official denied Israel's charges that Iran sent soldiers or missiles to Hezbollah in Lebanon. The Iranian government also said Israel would suffer extreme losses if it attacks Syria. Leaders of the world's 8 major industrial nations have ended their official meetings in St. Petersburg, Russia. On Monday, the group will hold talks with leaders of major developing countries. Brazil, China, India, Mexico, South Africa, and the Republic of Congo will consider such issues as energy, security, and African development. Earlier, the 8 leaders called for fair and competitive action on energy issues. They also called for increased investment in energy markets. The group also approved statements of cooperation in education programs and in the fight against infectious diseases. A bomb explosion in northern Iraq has killed at least 13 people, including the bomber. 23 others were wounded in the attack. Also, Iraqi officials say gunmen have freed 6 of 30 sports officials kidnapped in Baghdad Saturday. Officials say the 6 were found in the capital. There is no information about the remaining hostages, including Iraq's Olympic Committee chief. In northeast Baghdad, gunmen have raided a hospital. 4 security officials were killed. Several people linked to the gunmen were removed from the hospital. And in southern Iraq, British military officials say resistance fighters have killed a British soldier in the city of Basra. World leaders are urging North Korea to return to disarmament talks. Chinese President Hu Jintao met with President Bush in St. Petersburg, Russia. Mr. Hu said both men agreed they want to continue with efforts to negotiate with North Korea. Japanese Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi also called on North Korea to return to the talks on its nuclear program. He urged the country to become what he called a responsible member of the international community. North Korea has strongly rejected the Security Council resolution approved Saturday. It condemned North Korea's recent missile tests. United States Space Agency officials have declared the Space Shuttle Discovery safe to land. NASA says the shuttle will have 2 chances to land Monday at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The first time will be 13:14 UTC. But Discovery could wait and land about 90 minutes later if weather becomes a problem. And this news from the United States: firefighters in the western state of California are preparing for storms that could produce lightning and start new fires. The National Weather Service says there is at least a 30% chance of such storms developing. Almost 4,000 firefighters have struggled for days to surround the fires in the high desert east of the city of Los Angeles. They are trying to stop the fires from reaching mountain towns where thousands of people live. The fires have already destroyed more than 160 houses and nearly 300 kilometers of land. And now, briefly, here again is the major news of the hour. Israel has carried out a series of new attacks on Lebanon that have killed at least 9 people and wounded 40 others. Reports say Israeli warplanes have destroyed the Palestinian Foreign Ministry building in Gaza City. And leaders of the world's 8 major industrial nations have ended their official meetings in St. Petersburg, Russia. And that's the news in VOA Special English. From Washington, this is Jim Tedder reporting.